What would Terraria Journey's End be without Journey Mode? Well, I don't know. What is Journey Mode? Let's go into some details released by Loki on the official forums. He wrote, "Welcome back aboard the Journey's End Express, everyone. Today's feature article is one that we've been looking forward to for quite some time, as we will be giving you a first glimpse into the brand new Journey Mode. The goal of Journey Mode is to provide a more accessible experience by providing the player unprecedented control over the gameplay experience. A way to bring in all players of various skill levels and to be able to customize your experience to optimize the fun you have in-game. This is not creative mode, this is a whole new way to experience Terraria, and one we feel represents the ultimate evolution of being able to play your Terraria any way that you want. What does all of this mean? How does it all work? Let's dive into just the high level here. So what does he talk about? Well, let's see. He begins with characters and worlds and writes, "Before we get started, you should know the one key rule of Journey Mode, a place where otherwise the rules are meant to be bent and broken. That rule is, you can only play Journey Mode characters in Journey Mode worlds. No normal characters in Journey Mode worlds, no Journey Mode characters in normal worlds. No exceptions." So clearly this is kind of walled off from the rest of the game. It's its own thing. Nothing wrong with that. But, what is Journey Mode? I mean, it's not creative mode, it's not normal mode. What exactly is it? Well, they explain it. They posted this image of how you create a Journey Mode character, and as you might imagine, when you create a character, there's just a little button for that. And if you click it, obviously there's this little tooltip that says Journey characters start with extra equipment, can only be played on Journey worlds. So you click it, here's another image of creating a Journey Mode world. Again, it's just a little button you hit, and the little tooltip for that is, with great power comes great responsibility. Unearth your creativity. Alright, well, fair enough, but what is it once you get into it? Well, Loki writes, once you have your character and world created, you're all set. So what awaits you in Journey Mode? Let's take that first step. Every journey begins with that first step, but of course, every smart traveler packs the right gear before heading out. In Journey Mode, you'll begin your adventure with an enhanced starter gear package, which includes an iron short sword, axe, pickaxe, hammer, finch stuff, which is a bird that is happy to sit on your head when it isn't attacking your foes. You get 100 torches, 100 rope, a magic mirror, and starter wings with very limited flight, and it removes all fall damage. So it's definitely an improved starting kit compared to what you have in normal mode. Of course, you're free to use as much or as little of this gear as you choose. As you will hear us say over and over in regards to Journey Mode, the choices are all yours. Take as much or as little help as you need. You can even make things harder on yourself if you so choose, but more on that later. R&D? What in the world are we talking about? Welcome to the wide world of Terraria R&D. Research and duplication, not research and development. Research and duplication. R&D is going to quickly become your best friend and latest obsession during your adventures in Journey Mode. How does it all work? Why, it's so easy the guide could do it. Let's talk about research. Once you complete your research on any item in the game, you'll unlock the power to duplicate it at will. Let's pause a second to let that sink in. Okay, are you back with us? Let's continue along our tour. Researching an item is pretty straightforward. Start by opening up your inventory and clicking on Benny the Construction Bunny. Yes, that's its name, Benny the Construction Bunny. This hard hat wearing friendly critter is your gateway to the immense powers bestowed upon you in Journey Mode. Who knew? Next up, let's click the gear icon. This will open up our research interface, as you can see below. I shared this image. In this example, you can see that we're trying to research wood, and that we already have researched 0 wood out of the 100 needed to complete research. Let's toss 100 wood in there and click the research button. And it has this animation. Just like that, your 100 wood is gone. Any items researched will be wiped from existence. Thanks for all the free wood. Oh wait, that's right, there's more. Because the other side of that coin, research, is duplication, right? It's R&D, so let's talk duplication. Let's click on that icon just above the gear. This little stack of boxes will open up the duplication menu. Anything you've completed research on previously will appear in the area off to the right. Oh look, there's your wood. You're not lying, there it is. Clicking the icon for any item appearing in the duplication menu will instantly spawn a full stack of that item, whether it's materials, blocks, etc., or a single duplicate of things like weapons, armor, accessories. Anything you can duplicate is yours to use as you see fit. Again, this is a power you can choose to utilize or not. As we keep saying, Journey Mode is about you playing your way. So, just how powerful does this get? Aren't there over 5,000 items now? How in the world can I keep track of all of that? Well, with a fully searchable interface along with filter tabs, you'll be able to quickly find what you're looking to recreate. Check this image out. It's a lot to go through, but as they say, there are all these tabs, and even with the tabs, I'm sure it's going to take some searching and sorting, but those certainly alleviate any concerns about just one big list of items, right? You can at least narrow it down and maybe organize or search. So there it is. It's a lot to go through. And then they share this, just demonstrating one of the tabs being the Consumables tab. They also show off the search feature. Here they've typed in Night's Edge, and sure enough, the Night's Edge and the Night's Edge alone appears. So you can kind of winnow it out, right? You can sort to your heart's content or just filter to the exact type of item you're looking for. They write that R&D works in multiplayer sessions as well. Work together as a team to help your partners keep up. Share gear or don't. Make sure that everyone gets the early Hermes boots or epic boss drop. What you and your friends decide to do with all this power is entirely up to you. So that's pretty interesting. I'd known that they were going to do a lot of new changes to Terraria, but the ability to basically collect, research, and then duplicate at will all of these items, I have to say this is out of left field. I like it. I wasn't expecting it. But there's a lot more they wrote about. Loki carried on. You ever have those days in Terraria where it seems to have become monsoon season and the rain never stops? How about those times when you're ready to challenge Skeletron, but you look up and it's 6:59 a.m. in the game? What if you just wanted to engage in a bit of kite flying, but the wind isn't cooperating? Once again, Journey Mode has the answers to all of these problems and more. And this really just shows how it's almost like a developer debug tool, a little developer toggle menu that they've created for the player, where you basically have complete control over the game as you see fit. They begin with this demonstration of your ability to change the weather, going from a clear sky environment to just a blinding monsoon. They write, the weather has become a bigger and bigger part of the Terraria experience over time, and 1.4 takes that to the next level with new wind effects and storms to add to the already robust environmental effects. That being the case, it only makes sense that Journey Mode gives you the power to control the very weather itself. You have two core powers here tied to rain and wind. Weather control is all located within the little rain cloud icon. These are all pretty self-explanatory, so let the pictures do the talking. And other than the rain sliding control there, you've got also a feature for wind direction, wind power, that sort of thing. So not only are they introducing, enhanced wind effects with Journey's End, but evidently you can now control those, at least in Journey Mode. They write, you can also turn off the ability for the game to randomly change wind or rain so that the game itself cannot mess with your mastery of the elements. Villainous laughter ensues. Next they wrote, what if I told you you could jump ahead in time, accelerate its passing, and even freeze it altogether, and that you would not even need a single gigawatt, or as the movies phrase it, gigawatt, to do so. Sounds like a pipe dream? Well, keep dreaming, folks, because with Journey Mode, that is precisely what you can do. Once again, we will let the images do the talking here as they speak for themselves. To control time, click on the clock icon. Shocking, we know. And with that little menu, you can freeze time, you can change time, you can speed up or slow down time, that sort of thing. So again, you basically have developer controls in-game in real time. So yeah, not bad, right? Loki carried on. In the past, Terrarians were forced to select their level of difficulty at the world creation screen. While this is certainly still the case in the normal game modes, Journey Mode once again breaks the mold and allows players to create a challenge tailored to their skill level, and to adjust it back up or down as they see fit, with real-time results. What does this all mean? Well, this means that the challenge level in Journey Mode is in your hands. From an easy no-enemy jaunt through the countryside to a murderous gauntlet full with hordes of Master Mode enemies. Once again, the choice belongs to you. With Journey Mode, you can create both the easiest and the most difficult experiences that Terraria has to offer. For this power, you have two levers to pull. Difficulty, which will impact everyone you are playing with in multiplayer, and spawn rate, which will only impact the area around your character. With spawn rate, everyone can have their own mini challenge slider, even though the difficulty level is the same for everyone. And I like the slider here that goes from kind of good bunny, golden bunny, all the way to evil demon bunny. Nice little touch. And then of course the spawn rate can be changed just as they promised. Pretty straightforward. Anywhere from disabled all the way to 10 times normal. Loki writes, so you've seen what Master Mode is all about. Well, a taste at least. How about this spawn rate thing? Well, here's a quick shot of what happens when you have spawn rate set to 10 for about 20 seconds. And he's got this zoomed out screen of, just look how many slimes here. Again, just for about 20 seconds he's maxed the spawn rate, and it's like a slime rain event without the slime rain. So you get a feel for how dangerous this could be in an area with, instead of slimes, much tougher enemies. It could really get out of control very quickly. I guess the flip side is if you're trying to farm items for R&D, it can really make it a lot easier. He carries on by writing, there are a small handful of additional powers we would be remiss not to mention, and we're pretty sure that these will be fan favorites. Two of these are player-based powers, while one of them impacts the world itself. The first is God Mode, also sometimes known as Kid Mode. No explanation needed there. If that's your bag, by all means. The other is a toggle that affects infection spread. They write, if you don't want it, you don't have to have it. So if you like your clean forests, there's an option for you. You won't have to use the contaminator to get rid of it. And then increased placement range. This is definitely for the builders out there. If you want to have an easier time of building, have at it. They shared this image here. Again, the image says 1,000 words, right? So here's a guy building, it looks like hell bricks on the surface, and you can see from the image just how far the placement range goes. It's pretty broad, and so that'll be a nice feature if you're really into building in Journey Mode. And that's it. That's Journey Mode. It's they said it wasn't creative mode, but if it's not creative mode, it's something very close to it, but with additional features. You know, things like being able to change the weather, all that sort of thing. So it's a very robust mode. Kind of interesting that they threw it in. They've been doing so much work on the core game. The fact that they had the time to do this extra version of Terraria, very interesting. And to call it Journey Mode seems rather fitting, right? With the patch itself being called Journey's End. So I can't say that this is necessarily going to be something I go for, but if you're part of a team that likes to just try the more base building aspects of Terraria, or if you're a collector, then maybe this is for you. And certainly I'm not going to fault them for throwing in a variant of Terraria, because I think this is going to be a very different experience from the core game. And something, again, if you're like really into the construction aspects of the game, it's going to be great socially if you like to do it in multiplayer as well. So there's a lot here for everyone. And I don't really need to say anything else from that. I hope this was fairly well explained. I kind of just mimicked what they were writing. with a few comments of my own. But I guess there's no substitute for playing, and so once Journey's End is out, you'll be able to give this a go and figure it out and get a feel for it yourself, which again, there's no real substitute for that. And of course, they stress that there's no right or wrong way to play Journey mode. Everyone can do as they see fit, and they've certainly given you the tools for that kind of freedom. So very impressive. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.